Hello, everyone. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. I've just watched Leicester 2, West Ham 2, in a game where I feel a bit deflated, really, even though we've got the point. Um, Dawson saves the day, but it was lackluster today. It really, really was. We started the game off well, had a 20-minute spell where we was very good, then we were shocking for the next sort of 60 minutes. And then the last sort of 10 minutes in the game, um, we sort of got into it a bit better and end up nicking a point at the end. And we shouldn't have nicked the point. We should have won that game pretty comfortably, if I'm being honest. Uh, but let's start off at the beginning. And we come out of tracks flying. Like, we was a much better team. We was dominating Leicester, getting the ball, and then we get a goal through Jared Bowen. And this kid is just getting better and better. He's absolute top class. He's a player that I rate very highly, and I've always said this on this channel and other channels that I've been on previous, that if he gets the chances, if he can start putting the chances away, then basically it'd be he would be a top class player. He really would. Um, how else do I look at this? The finish is great, but the ball from Issa Diop's even better. I thought Issa was absolutely phenomenal today. I really did. I thought he gets dragged in. He comes in off the bench because Zuma gets feels unwell. I thought he played pretty decent today. Issa Diop, I really did. So we go 1-0 up through Jared Bowen. And I'm thinking, come on, West Ham, press on now. Leicester were poor, very, very poor. But then for some crazy reason, we just sit back and allow Leicester just to do what they like, which to me is mental. It's just mad. We allowed Leicester on the ball. We allowed Barnes to run the show for them. And before half time, Aaron Cresswell, what are you doing? What are you doing, kid? It's a simple corner coming in. He jumps up for the ball. His head don't even get anywhere near the ball. His arms all over the place, and he ends up giving away a penalty. Tillman steps up, puts it to the left-hand side, and it's 1-1. I thought Cresswell was poor today. I thought Kafal was poor also. I thought both of them was bad as one another. I thought Barnes tore Kafal a new one multiple times, and basically just he was shocking. Really was. So we're going at half time 1-0. And for me, I would have felt a bit deflated on that, if I'm honest. I would have felt, you know what, we've gone in at half time 1-0. Like, they've nicked a goal, really, Leicester. They didn't do anything in the first half of any note. I don't really remember Fab making like phenomenal saves and keeping us in the game. So at half time, I was thinking, you know what, West Ham come out second half. Like, Leicester played on Thursday night against Liverpool away. We've had extra days rest, 2 days rest really, and yeah, I'm expecting us to come out. We come out second half and we play absolutely shocking. We were over the place, and Barnes, as I say, was tearing Kafal a new one massively. He literally dominated Kafal, and in the end, Kafal had to be subbed off for Ryan Fredericks. And yeah, Barnes puts a lovely ball in the box, and Ricardo Pereira, yeah, man who scores against West Ham all the time, gets the goal. And for me, Cresswell, as I say, where's the defending? Like, he is just completely dominated in the air there, and yeah, shocking to say the least. We go 2-1 down, and for me, I was very angry. So I thought the team selection was wrong today. People keep crying for Lanzini because he had one good game, but Lanzini didn't really do nothing today. He really didn't. And people go, oh, like Lanzini this, Lanzini that. Yes, listen, Manuel Lanzini's done great things for West Ham. I love Lanzini as a player. But is he a starter for West Ham? I don't think he is. I don't think he's got the engine to go 60, 70, 80 minutes in the game, even 90 minutes in the game. Right? I think the last 20 minutes for him is a good run out. I think he can control a game in 20 minutes, whereas we could lose a game with him in it in the first 60. But yeah, Kafal goes off, and then the subs come on for West Ham, and Moyes just hanging about. What is he doing? Like we know that we're up against it, and he leaves. He brings on Flassage and Ben Rama so late to try and make an impact. And credit where credit's due, Ben Rama did make an impact. He was trying. He's a try, that kid. Right, he will try and beat a person, have a shot, and he done more in 10 minutes than what Mikel Antonio done in the whole match. I thought Mikel Antonio is like absolutely shambolic. Really am. Like, just I mean, and I've had debates with people, and people have said to me on streams and on chats, James, you're a bit overcritical of Antonio. Now, someone tell me what Antonio done today. Name me 3 things he done. So I can't even name you one. And it comes to the 90th minute, he's throwing a long throw in. He just does nothing. He just does nothing. And like, when will people learn that this man is not performing? But no one will take Antonio out because it's Mikel Antonio and he's the only man at the club. And that is a fact. That's a fact. So anyway, gets to the 90th minute, 91st minute, and that man again, Jared Bowen, mate. Where would West Ham be without Jared Bowen? That is the question that I want to ask everyone in this on this stream. Where would we be? Because that man scores when he wants. He scores every game. He scored 77 now. I read a stat earlier. And I'm sorry, but this man is carrying West Ham with deck. He really is. And he puts a great ball in. And it's lucky to a point because it comes off his sort of top of his shoulder there. But it goes in the back of the net. And we draw the game 2-2. And we see the game out. 2-2 to the points shared at Leicester. So for me, what I'm more angry about is it in regards of, I'll get the positives out the way first before I get to the negatives. The positive is we get a point at Leicester. We didn't play well, but it's job done. Right, we get a point. The negative side of it is, why was so many players lacklustre today? And I will start off with all of them, right, in a roundabout way. I thought our 2 of our best players was Issa and Dawson. And that's no joke. Issa Diop gets a lot of stick, a hell of a lot of stick, right? He gets untold amount of sticks for one pass that he does wrong. Yeah. But I want to see if anyone's going to give Antonio a stick tonight. Because the man, he's blagging a living. Right? And I'm saying it for fact. And you can defend him as much as you like, but this man is not performing as a striker. Yeah? Because he's been found out. He just doesn't do it for West Ham. Do you know what I'm saying? At present. I thought Kufel has fallen off the edge of a cliff. Big time. Right, last season to now, is it the same Vladimir Kufel? It definitely isn't. Got roasted today by Harvey Barnes. Absolutely roasted on that side. And he actually has to get subbed off for Fredericks, which is saying a lot. On the other side, Cresswell. I'm sorry, but Cresswell, what's going on? Like, you've been one of our most steady performers, and you just put in an absolute shocker today. The second goal is his fault. He lets the man run off him. The first goal is his fault. He gives away the penalty. He gets booked. He was just not at the races today. And he really wasn't. I'll go into midfield. Thomas Souček is another one who can't get a pass. Non-existent again. Like, jumping up for balls, ducking out of tackles and challenges. It just wasn't good. Like, Deck does his usual thing. He was pretty decent. Then I get to the front 4. Like, Pablo Fornals, I thought was all right. I really did. Obviously, Bowen was top draw. Lanzini was hit and miss for me. He won good pass, but lack of cutting edge. Like, when you got Fornals and Lanzini in your team, you got 2 players that are very much the same player. They play a similar way. They pass and move, but they're not goal threats. Yeah. So I've always said it don't work with them 2 in the team. It really doesn't. It didn't work at Arsenal away this season when they played. Some games you can get away with it against your lesser ranked teams like your Watfords, your Norwiches, etc. But come on, like, playing Leicester. And Leicester are no mugs, right? They're no mugs. But Lanzini, for me, what did he do? Not a lot. And then let's get to Mikel Antonio, like the man, like, who no one likes to criticise. Antonio was absolutely dreadful today. There's no two ways about it. There's no sugarcoating it. That was just pathetic. He can't hold the ball up. He falls over. He's taking long throw-ins. Yeah, like, people will use this line. He works hard, but they all work hard at West Ham United. All of them, from Fornells to Issa to Dawson. Yeah, they all work hard. But what did he do to affect the game today? Yeah, not a lot, if anything. And if you watch the game back, you will see that I'm not talking crap. I'm telling you how it is. Yeah. The sooner we get a striker in at his club, I keep saying it and I'll keep banging the drum. I want a striker in the summer, and there's no two ways about it. There's no excuses. Mikel Antonio should not be West Ham striker anymore. He's done well for us, granted. But when he goes on these spells last for months, not weeks. So it's an issue there with him. Yeah, let's get to the subs. We bring on Fredericks, who, for the pace factor, to deal with Barnes. And I thought he dealt with Barnes to a point pretty well. And as I say, it was pretty standard, really. Like, Barnes got handled by Fredericks. Fredericks had a pass from, I think it was Rice. He's miscontrolling it. And I'm thinking, Fredericks, when will you learn, mate? When will you learn? But yeah, he done all right. And then let's get to the final two subs. And before I do that, if you are new around here, please do subscribe to my channel and please do like the video. It goes a long way. So please smash a like on the video. I will get to the chat shortly. So put your comments in. I'll get to them before I wrap it up. So where was I? Let's get to the subs. Nicola Vlasic and Saeed Benrahma. They come on and they influenced the game. Benny did. Right, Saeed Benrahma is a scapegoat at West Ham United Football Club. Right, I've backed this kid up from minute one. Yeah, and people keep saying they want other players in because of this geezer. Yeah, he might be greedy, right? But he done more than what Antonio done in 90 minutes today. There's no two ways about it. There's no sugarcoating it. He done more in 10 minutes he was on the pitch than Mikel Antonio done. Yeah, he had shots. He tried to get past people. He was always forward thinking. I don't even remember Antonio doing anything like that of the sort. I really don't. I really, really don't. Vlasic, he come on. Yeah, he was there, but as I say, not much. Not like he was there. He was involved. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, as I say, it's just one of them ones, really. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's get to your chat. But for me to wrap it up before I do get to the chat, I look at it like this: West Ham have got away with one today. It's a point in Leicester, yeah. This afterthought would have been a lot worse if we would have lost that game. Dawson saves Moyes tonight. Moyes got the team horribly wrong today. Why are you mucking about with the team? You know what I mean? If you're picking your best team, Benrahma is in the team. I'm sorry, he's better than Lanzini at the moment. As a player, Lanzini's always been very good, but you can't play Lanzini with Fornells because they're both similar players. Like, I've always said that. I thought Fornells was good, as I say, but Benny's got to play. Like, he has to play. Like, he's a ball carrier. He can take people on. He can get past people. Like, it's just lack of cutting edge again. So yeah, bad. But we get a point. Nathan says, "Bring on West Ham next week. Can't wait." No worries, Nath. You'll get beat. Don't you worry about that. Kafal was the worst game of the West Ham shirt, in my opinion. Johnson needs to come in. Yet again, Jay Woods, I agree, mate, 1000%. What has Johnson done not to play for West Ham now? Kafal's been shocking for the last few weeks. I know the other week I had people trolling me saying about he had a good performance, and I was like, into peer pressure. But I'll be honest, ever since the turn of the year, Kafal hasn't played well. Ever since the Arsenal game, really, when he got sent off, he hasn't really played well. So what's Ben Johnson got to do to play? Mad, really mad. Brought Benrahma on too late. He looked a real threat when he came on. But as I keep saying, and I keep banging this drum on the Benrahma drum, yeah, is what has he got to do to impress and appease the fans? This man is the top, is the third highest goal scorer at our club. He's got 8 goals, 4 assists in all competitions. Yeah, he's not going to bang in goals and all that, but his pressing is good, right? He can carry the ball up the pitch, right? He's a threat. I'm sorry, but man, Lanzini, he's a good player, Lanzini, but he's not always a threat. Do you know what I mean? Faye says she loves Benrahma. I bet you do, Faye. Paul, Benny was class. He won us 3 corners and had 3 shots in 10 minutes. That's what I'm saying, Paul. That's what I'm saying. But I can't understand the fan base when they start looking at him and going, yeah, we don't want him in. He don't do enough. I'm thinking, well, what do you want him to do? Like, what is it that you're asking? When Benrahma Bowen Antonio and Fornals are playing, that's a threat. It's a threat. It ain't. Listen, against Watford, yeah, you can change it up. Like, it's different teams, different tactics, different ways of going around it. But today, you're playing against Leicester, who are always going to come forward at home. West Ham should be eating these teams on the counter, 100%, right? And that's how we should be playing. I'm sorry, Manny is not fast enough to get up the pitch, and Fornals, for how good Fornals is, he's not that sort of whippet who can get up the pitch like lively from like a counter-attacking position. Even though I think Fornals played pretty well today. Antonio looks so lazy. I agree, Faye. I can't believe I'm saying this, but maybe try Yarmolenko. Was that try Vlasic or Yarm up front instead of Antonio? No, listen. The problem with Antonio is it all goes back to the window. But if you're going to do that, I'd rather play Bowen up front, mate. Bowen up front, have Ben Rama, Vlasic, and Fornals. That's what I'd rather have. If you're going to go around that way, I think if you go with Yarmolenko, you ain't getting nothing. So, yeah, that's my opinion on that. Scott says, well played, Ben Rama. Bowen is literally carrying this team, needs to help for the front three. Jared Bowen, mate. So he says it all. Like, he's carrying his team. Every time he plays, he's carrying his team. He's top class at the minute. And listen, people in the chat and people who know I've got on different shows, and I've done this on mine. I've always said if Bowen takes his chances, he becomes a top class player. But he's taking his chances now. He's becoming a top class player. So yeah, Scott says evening. Paul says Issa played well today. 100% agree, Paul. Really do. Issa Diop. I want to see people respecting Issa Diop today. I really do, because Issa comes in for Zuma, doesn't realise he's going to be playing. He's up against Daka, and he made Daka. He handled Daka pretty well today, right? He really did. He wasn't vintage Issa, but none of them were vintage today. But Issa should deserve a bit of credit. He also assisted the goal for Bowen, which was very, very good. Embarrassing performance again, in my opinion. We sat back, fell asleep, and we was lucky to get out of it with a draw. Totally agree. Couldn't put it any better. Jay Wood says he handled him very well. Let's get down here. Poor again. Yeah. Suchek can't pass. I agree. He was poor. What did Fornals do? No, I think, listen, Scott, you know me. You know that I'm not exactly a Pablo Fornals fan, but I've got to admit, I thought he was all right. But when he's working with Antonio, don't move. He's like a statue. It just don't work. Do you know what I mean? Lanzini was anonymous. I agree. But I was raging. Trust me, I was absolutely raging when I see the team sheet. Because I know Ben Rama's a talent. I keep saying this. And because he don't score worldies and he don't score goals like Bowen, but Bowen was non-existent 6 months ago or 5 months ago. At the start of the season, Bowen was getting into the positions and missing chances. Let's all go back to the Europa League. He had untold amounts of chances and he was letting them go over the bar and everything like that. And he was wasteful, Bowen. But something's clicked with Bowen where he's banging goals in there. And listen, I will support Ben Rama. I think Ben Rama deserves to play. He's one of our better players. He should have started today, in my opinion. James, why do you think Moyes has stopped putting the youth on the bench? No idea, mate. Where is Oko Flex? Yarmolenko sits on that bench, man. He gets paid a wage for it. Unbelievable. Antonio's been dreadful for weeks. I agree. Evening, mate. We've got Antonio needs to stand in the box. Antonio is our striker, right? It's the 90. I think it's the 88th or 89th minute, right? And he is taking a long throw into the box, and he's our centre forward. That just I'm sorry, but that just is crazy. That really, really wiles me up when I see that. And I've seen him like drying the ball with his shirt. He's like going to launch it into the box. He don't even beat the first man. I'm like, bruv, come on. What are you trying to do to me? And what are you trying to do to this fan base? You're supposed to be our centre forward. Act like a centre forward. Say, right, I want to get in the box. Right, I want to score goals. So can you get someone to have a cross the ball in, high, low, whatever, and just give me something? Do you know what I'm saying? Antonio's done, really. I agree, mate. I really do. What have we got here? Miss Hammer, why didn't he throw it into the box? Yeah. I can't put the link in, mate, because I would have to come out the stream. James, do you put people on the show if you can come on? I know this is just for me, mate. Is it? Let's have a look. What you got here? Ben Rama saved us today. I thought Ben Rama played well, Joan. I really did. I thought Ben Rama come on. I thought he made the difference. And whoever, if people don't think Ben Rama make a difference, I want to ask them what are they seeing, because you keep calling for Lanzini. Listen, and I'll keep saying this. I will keep banging this drum. Lanzini's been a great servant for West Ham. He's been here about 7 years now. Really has. And he's done amazing things at West Ham United Football Club, many. But he's not a starter. He's just not a starter for me. I think if you want to control a game, you bring him on the last 20 minutes and he will get the ball and he can spray in passes about and he can be very, very good. Let's be honest here. I can only name 2 games that Lanzini's played decently when he's come on, and that was against Chelsea and Palace. Do you know what I mean? There's been other games like Leeds at home where he just didn't do a lot. Like there's been games this year where he's just let it go. It really has. So I just thought Moyes got it bang wrong today in all aspects when it comes to him. I really did. And right. Kay says Antonio shit needs a break. Okay, effect can't be any worse, but our passing is terrible. We was getting sussed, lucky to make top 8. I agree. Oko Flex, where is he? Where is Oko Flex? That's the problem. What we got here? That's all right. What we got here? Let's go down to it. I can't, as I keep saying, I can't put the link in. Hi James, enjoy your shows. We don't play very well, but at least we got a point at the end of the day. Yeah, that's the only positive at the whole situation is we got a point. We got a point at the situation. We wasn't vintage, but we got a point. I must admit. I'm going to rattle through your comments here. We've been getting away with one all year. No activity in the transfer market is hurting us, and they all look tired. Yeah, I agree there to a point, but I just think the way he set up today, like in my opinion, he set up in a way to contain Leicester, try and nick the game instead of going out on the front foot. I'm sorry, but Lanzini, Fornals, Bowen, and Antonio out of the front 4. Yet again, it's Bowen who's really sort of gone there. Do you know what I'm saying? When Antonio's non-existent, Pablo Fornals didn't do nothing really. No, Lanzini didn't do nothing really. Fornals was okay in spells, but that's it. And Mickey's just Mickey as per usual. What we got here? Dawson's far more of a threat than Antonio, and that is a comment on the night. Yeah, take a bow, mate. Take an absolute bow. When Craig Dawson is our centre forward, right? He's up for headers. He's pressing the goalkeeper, and he and he scores the goal. Comment of the night in. Take a bow, mate. We played without Antonio when he was injured. We played without Antonio when he was injured. When was he injured this season, mate? He hasn't been injured once. The only time he hasn't played, he's played half a game, and that's been Southampton on Boxing Day. For some reason. I don't know. I can't remember what the reason was. Jazza. The thing is, for me, there's not enough consistent performance at the moment. Diop and Dawson were twice the players our fullbacks were today, yet they couldn't get a game at the start of the season. Do you know what? Another banging comment. Our 2 fullbacks were shambolic today, and they really were. Like Cresswell, what is he doing for that penalty? Like, someone please tell me in the chat, what is he doing? Like, what is he thinking? That's the first thing I'm thinking of. I think Cafell had another time today, but let's be honest, Cafell hasn't played well at all this season. Like, really. He's got away with games. He has. But let's be honest, Ben Johnson's played a hell of a lot better back in like October, November time. And he just don't use Ben now. Just looks at Ben and goes, no, I use Cafell. Now, is that him using Cafell because he's a name and he's the main one? Like, Cafell shouldn't be playing. Do you know what I mean? He really shouldn't. He hasn't played well for ages. Bowen has matched Jack Grealish's best season for goals and assists. Yeah, I agree. Robert Singleton. Diop farewell today was to get fair. Sometimes he's too honest and he's challenging. You know, I slightly agree with that. Jezza. Other than a few horrendous passes in the first half, I have to give the credit he's due. He started ahead of Zuma for me, and in the next game sends a message for the rest of the squad. Do you know what? I just hope that Issa gets a bit of credit tonight. Listen, we all know Issa's like hit and miss. We all know that. Let's be honest. We all know that there's a mistake there in the kid. But coming today, you're up against Daka, who's lightning quick, who Virgil van Dijk said in the week is frighteningly fast or something, or crazily fast. And Issa dealt with him. And the pair of them, Dawson and Diop, played very, very well today. Like, do you know what I mean? So I just hope Diop gets a bit of respite tonight. And someone says, you know what? Yeah, listen, you can criticise when they play bad, but be honest and true to yourselves when he plays well. And he deserves a bit of credit tonight. He really does, Issa. You're right about the need of a striker, mate. Growing tired of Antonio, even if I have nothing against him, he's been poor for too long now. I agree. Listen, I'm not sitting here being so negative about Antonio, but come on, like if we're going for top four, when your centre forward's crossing, throwing balls in, long throw-ins in, there is an issue with that. I'm sorry, but there is. Like you can't have your. Well, I don't remember Diego Costa, who's a free transfer, ironically, or Harry Kane throwing long balls into the box when we're in need of a goal. So why is it? So why is our striker doing it? I just don't get it. What we got here? Benzema was okay. Was okay about playing too deep. I agree. Emma's dad, Antonio was well marked, well man marked. Yeah, I know Emma's dad, but even when he was marked, he was poor. Like he cut inside. He done a bit of good work, cut inside and spooned the ball straight over like into Rose head. Not for me. I'm sorry, not for me. Antonio has been poor for a long time. See, a lot of people are saying the same thing. I said this about 2.5 months ago, and I got untold amount of stick on social media, etc. Oh, you're negative towards Antonio, but you love Ben Rama. It proved it today that Ben Rama comes on and is a threat, and Mickey isn't a threat at present. And I've said it for a long time. Really have. Benny and Dawson saved us. All right, Finny, I hope you're well, mate. Top four is gone, in my opinion. I don't think so, Jazza. I don't think so. I think it's a point earned. We've got away with this one today. Next week's game against Newcastle, we have to win that one. I've always said this: beat Arsenal, beat Spurs, beat Wolves. We've got a chance. We've really got a chance. So I don't think it's out of the question just yet. Benmar got us a few corners when he come on, as well as the one that led to the goal. Start next week for me. I don't understand why he was dropped, mate, Jez, if I'm honest. Benny should have come on earlier. Moyes was too slow there. I agree. Top four depends on the head-to-head games with rivals, as I just said. Sorry to ask again, but please drop a like, as it really helps James and his channel. Yes, please. I really would appreciate it. Get me out there. Thank you very much. Good night. Antonio, lone striker's not working. Even Yarmolenko is more effective. He's always involved in goal-scoring situations. Yeah. The problem is we've set ourselves up for this, don't we? Let's be honest. As fans, we all know that this is what we're going to expect from Antonio. Now, Antonio could turn up next week, score 2 goals, and he's a hero again. We all know that. Right? We all not like silly about it. But in recent performances, going back, say the last 10 games, I can't really remember a performance where he's played absolutely mustard. He scored vital goals, but his overall performance hasn't done anything. But really hasn't. I would say the last real performance from Mikel Antonio was Leicester at home, if I'm being truthfully honest, where he sort of was absolutely phenomenal. And that was at the start of the season. So for me, interesting. Right, Declan Reese, how you doing, son? What we got here? Jazza. I find our attack lopsided. Bowen was a threat down the right, but Kufal offers nothing on the left. Cresswell is a overlapping threat, but there's no immediate threat similar to Bowen on the right. I agree on that. What I can't stand with Cresswell is he gets the ball and he don't just go straight in. It's like he has to have a touch, and he comes inside, and where he's not right-footed, he's just naturally left-footed. He ain't gonna have a shot or do anything. Cresswell's a bit of a rare bad performance. But for me, Cafal, there is an issue there. I think he needs to sit out and get Johnson back in this team as soon as. I said, put Dawson up front, and then he went up and scored 2 minutes later. Craig Dawson, new West Ham striker. You heard it here first on E20's own TV. What we got? West Ham have just tweeted the nominees for the man of the match, and it says it all when Sai Bremer has been nominated and he was on for 11 minutes. Scott Venn, thank you very much for that stat, mate. So Sai Bremer was on the pitch for 11 minutes. He's been possibly nominated for man of the match. Now, listen, I'm going to sort of come towards the end. I'm going to get through all your comments and come towards the end. But my thoughts on Benny is that he's a talented kid. Let's not make the same mistake we made with Haller. Right, Haller was here. People loved him. People loathed him. Let's not make the same mistake with Ben Rama. He's a good player. I'm telling you. I've said this from last season, and I will keep banging the drum. This man needs to start. When Ben Rama, Bowen, and Antonio are in the same sort of team, yeah, they're a threat. They're a threat. If Cresswell hadn't given away the stupid pen, we could have gone on to win the game. I agree. James, we're absolutely not top 4 or anywhere near it, guys. Tell me how we are. Tell me we are where we are, please. So many players totally not up for it. Listen, we're still 4th. Listen, I agree with you, Sean. Right? One thing I will say, I do agree with you on that. Do I think we can get top 4? Not at the present. We need a lot of luck. That's what we need. We need a lot of these teams to start falling behind. Like your Tottenhams, your Arsenals. Arsenal are the one that I'm worried about. If you want me to be truthfully honest, I think Man United are all over the place. I think Tottenham are inconsistent. But Arsenal are getting their shit together. And Arsenal had the games in hand. And they've only got the Premier League to concentrate on. So Arsenal are the threat for top 4. Can we get in the top 6? I think we can. But we've got to sort this out. We've just got to go with our strongest lineup and go with it. There was no reason, as I keep saying, to drop Ben Rama today, and he did. So, for me, he got it wrong. He's too stubborn with the striker situation. He's where anyone was better. Laughable, to be honest. Yeah, I agree. The thing what done me today with that, before I move on to other comments, is that when I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, right, Mickey's done nothing. He's done absolutely nothing. He's just going to keep leaving them on the pitch. Like, if someone can tell me in the chat before we come towards the end what Mikel Antonio done in that game, give me 3 things he done good. I'd love to hear it, and I'd love to see it on the chat, and I would see if I agree or not. Because I can't think of 3. I really can't. He's lucky if he done one thing good. Maybe he worked hard, like every one of the fan base who are quite deluded with Mikel Antonio said. Like, ever since he's gone and played for Jamaica, he's just not come back the same man. We've got Moyes is living in the past. I totally agree with that. Antonio lone strike tactic is not working, but Moyes can't see it. Stubbornness, very, very stubborn man, Moyes. Proved it today. He left it so late with Ben Rama and Vlasic. They should have been on the 70th minute, let's be honest. We're chasing the game. There was a spell in that game, I think from the 72nd minute to the 80th minute before the subs, it was just flat. We couldn't get the ball. We weren't doing anything. The team was like, they was going for like a lull, so to speak. Then they get to bring the subs on it just changes the game. Ben Rama gets on the ball. Listen, Ben Rama's going to lose the ball from time to time. Yeah. And he wants to try and make something happen. Now, you can't have it both ways. You can't expect him to try and make something happen without losing the ball from occasionally. Do you know what I mean? So it's an interesting one. It really is. If today's game was the first ever football game I'd ever seen, I would have thought you were pulling my leg that we battered this lot earlier in the season. Yeah. It's night and day, Jezza, isn't it? Let's be honest, it is night and day. Like, when I look at us back in, I think it was August, when we smashed them at ELS, he was phenomenally good. Phenomenally good. Start to finish. Ben Rama scored in that game. Antonio scored in that game. Can't remember who scored the other goal. But we was really, really good. And it just seems like I think we're running out of gas. But then that goes back to Moyes at the end of the day. Paul Chambers. Yeah, big game from Diop. Looked okay today, and he was calling for the ball. Ben Rama was good in his cameo shots. On goal, got corner, we score. Totally agree, mate. Let me just flick through. Diop gets a verbal kicking when he's crap. He was good today, so let's praise him when he's good, and he deserves to praise today. Totally agree. Totally agree. I couldn't agree anymore. Really couldn't. What we got here? To be fair, I can't think of three things anyone did today. I don't know. I thought Issa done well. I thought Dawson scored a goal, defended well. None of the goals were his fault. Really, Dawson, Diop, Bowen, and probably Deck were our best players today. I thought Deck played okay. But it wasn't vintage Declan Rice, but it was an okay Declan Rice, which is always very good. But the rest of them was like flat. And do you know what done it for me today? What really done it for me the most is that Leicester City played on Thursday night against Liverpool at Anfield. They've had 2 days to prepare for this game, right? So they had Friday and Saturday and then the game on Sunday. West Ham played on Tuesday night. They've had near enough 5 days to sort themselves out. And we just didn't look up for it. What was it? Ben Rama's short display was the difference between us not losing today and we'll hopefully give him confidence to do it next game. We need to be given a bit of freedom to perform. I agree, mate. I really do. Forget Lingard and Vlasic. Antonio's the winger we're missing. Such a shame we have no strikers yet. Antonio back at winger could work. Play as a false 9. I don't think he's got the pace for that though. Football was a funny old game as Jimmy Greaves. What we got? Let's go to the bottom. Antonio needs more of a free role. I don't play him on the left and tell him to defend. He's a class player, so get the best from him. Don't put the shackles on. Great comment again. Yeah, I think he has got shackles on him. I think Moyes. Someone put in a comment on this channel about 3 months ago, and I will never forget this comment. They said David Moyes is trying to turn Ben Rama into a player he isn't. Moyes is trying to do that. He's trying to turn him into this sort of industrial player. And sorry, Ben Rama's not an industrial player. He will make things happen. He will have shots. He's a bit of a rogue type player. Like he tries to take the ball by the arms and go, right, let me try and do something. Now, when Declan does it, everyone praises Declan. Don't get me wrong, Declan's world class. Don't get me wrong. When Benny does it, everyone criticises him. So why is he having shots from outside the box? I don't see anyone else doing it. I really don't. So yeah. Right, let me get down to the end here. Right, last comment of the night. Really poor from Moyes for not taking Cafal off earlier. The second goal come from Cafal backing off Barnes and give him the space to cross because he was terrified he was going to get beat once again. Yeah. I agree. That's why he brought on Fredericks, mate, for me. He really did. And this one, interesting. Vlasic. I don't know on this one. I see a lot of Ben Rama. I didn't really see a lot of Vlasic. Like I thought Ben Rama was everywhere. He was in the middle of the park. He was having shots. He was trying to beat people. Vlasic did do some good stuff. He got the ball when he was trying to force us back, like force us towards the goal. But he wasn't vintage. This wasn't vintage for me. Like, do you know what I mean? But I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking. I won't really pay attention to Vlasic. Maybe someone was watching Vlasic and maybe could assess him a bit better. But I was more looking at Ben Rama thinking, well, what's Benny going to do? And he done quite a lot, really, in a short space of time. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. Vlasic still's not sure about him. In all honesty, I really do agree. But I will leave it at that. It's a point at the King Power Stadium for West Ham today. It's not what we wanted, really. We needed 3 if we were going for top 4. Do I think we can get top 4? We're still in the mix, but I'm not confident. I think if we can aim for top 6, then I think we can do it right, and we can get Europa League position. Then by all means, I think we can do that. For me, Moyes got it wrong today with the team selection, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. But Ben Rama come on and helped us get a point. Craig Dawson was superb from start to finish, yet again. And a little shout out to Issa Diop. I really do hope Issa gets a lot of credit tonight on social media, Twitter, etc. Because that man gets a lot of stick. Yeah, he gets a lot of stick on every YouTube channel. Like, you know what I mean? Issa Diop. And I've even given him stick. I backed him in spells, and sometimes I look at him and I think, Issa, you're letting us down. But today he come in and he performed very, very well. Sumo was halfway down the M1, I think it was, or the M6, before the game even started. So, yeah, Issa gets a bit of credit tonight. It really, really does. For me, we move on. We've got Newcastle next. If we can just go there and beat Newcastle at the LS, then this will be forgotten about. But it's a point gained, really. But it's a missed opportunity. I thought Leicester were there for the taking today, but we will see. Anyway, we move on, and it's a fresh week ahead. So let's hope for a bit of positivity. Anyway, I'll be back tonight. I will have a few guests on tonight doing the player ratings. I think I might have someone else coming on. I'm not too sure, but stay tuned. It'll be on about 10 o'clock tonight. So if you're about, pop in, give your opinions on the player ratings tonight. It'd be interesting to see what your thoughts are. Also, if you're new around here, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really goes a long way. It's helped me out greatly. So yeah, not vintage, point gained. We move on. Got to start playing Ben Rama. I'm always stop being stubborn. So anyway, bye for now. Catch you later on. Peace.